Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Today, we're going over your offer isn't bad, it's just boring. How to rethink offers in 2026 so buyers actually pay attention and take action. Today's webinar is going to be presented by the president of Emery Day, Joe Japp. How are you doing today, Joe?
Fantastic. Excited about this topic. I love it.
All right, awesome. Let's get into it. And I want to tell you all a little bit about Emery Day. So at Emery Day, we consider ourselves the best of professionals, technology, and AI. We've been a growing business that has been growing businesses for over 20 years now. We do the full gambit of full service marketing, including local search, social media, PPC, social advertising, content creation, and much more. We use our own proprietary and constantly growing lead generation platform to help you manage everything that you would want for marketing, whether it's your leads, phone calls, form fills, general website stats and data, and much, much more. We've got a team of over 50 US-based team members, and we've served thousands of clients over the years. Our mission at the end of the day is to grow your business. We use cost-effective and comprehensive marketing to generate traffic, which will convert your leads to customers. Like I said, we'll use the tools at our disposal for reaching them through local search, through paid search, social media, email, and much more. We've done this for over 20 years now, and our numbers speak for themselves. We've been helping businesses increase the revenue that they've generated year over year. We help them increase their monthly sales through e-commerce or through other service and other revenue sources. We've helped many businesses for over 19 years now as well. So when you work with Emery Day, just know that we have the data to back up our claims. And like I said, we also have an AI-powered dashboard. AI is going nowhere except up in these next coming years. We will help you build a scalable marketing foundation that'll improve your visibility and close more business. The tools that we have at our disposal are things like tracking your landing pages through your marketing dashboard, local search, tracking advertising ad spend and results overall, managing your data for your leads in different segmentation systems, lead capture, whether it's phone calls that are tracked and recorded that you can review anytime, automated lead follow-up email systems, and notes for those leads through our own CRM system, and generally just helping you close more business. Here's a known fact. Companies using a CRM see an average sales increase of over 29% than those who don't. And without further ado, I've told you a little bit about us, and I'm going to pass this over to Joe, and we're going to go over today's presentation.
Thank you, John. So I'm super passionate about this topic because it's really about the offer. And your offer isn't necessarily bad. Sometimes it's just boring and not connecting. So we're going to talk about how to rethink offers in 2026 so the buyers actually pay attention and take action. And there's a reason why offers fail. Most offers fail because they don't command attention, or they often lack perceived value. And, you know, we're our own best critics inside of the marketing. Sometimes people say, well, I need someone to help me with this. That's fair. But you're also the person who knows your market the best. So you're well positioned to sit there and go, would this really appeal to my target audience? The challenge with most offers is that people don't actually think through them. They just kind of pump out the first offer and they say, that's great. Now, if an offer, there we go. If an offer can't grab your attention or show value, can you expect it really to drive results? You know, that's a fair question. Now, there is a difference between what you might consider a weak offer and a poorly presented offer. So a weak offer lacks value, and a poorly presented offer hides the value. Now, let's break that down. A weak offer is something that, quite candidly, doesn't pass muster. It doesn't have value. A poorly presented offer might be this wonderful thing that we're not doing to bring forward. Now, many businesses assume that you need to create something new when in reality, it's really about clarifying. It's about unpacking that and bringing its best foot forward. So we need to make these things clear. Number one, who is the offer for? Who are we trying to appeal to? Number two, and I'm reminded of this lesson every week in the last 20 years I've been doing this. What problem does it solve? You do not have a quality business if you don't solve a problem that people are willing to pay for. Let that ring through again. People pay to have problems solved. That's when they're willing to transfer their energy in the form of money and time for what you have, because you're literally going to solve a problem they value. So always think in terms of problems. What matters now? Is it relevant to their current space? And what happens next? All critical elements, we're going to break them down a little bit more. Now, relevance comes before persuasion. Before improving messaging, we have to ask one more important question. Does this offer match what the buyer actually wants at this stage? And yes, we're talking about offers that exist at the top of the funnel, the mid funnel, and the bottom of the funnel. And today with AI, more and more of our prospects are actually hopping into the experience at the middle of the funnel because AI is bringing them right in there. So we can't just focus on offers that exist at the top of the funnel. Now, when we think about what people want, some buyers just want pricing. Get me to the pricing page. I've always had a philosophy about software as a service. If your pricing isn't on the website, then I can't afford you. If I have to call a salesperson, if I have to fill out a form to have a quote given to me about your software price, I'm pretty sure I can't afford you. And I'm not going to take the time and energy to do it. You need to demystify pricing whenever possible. Let them into how it's calculated. Answer that question. Get them close, even if you're not going to give them the number. Some just want an RFQ. Others want proof. Think about it. If it's going to work for them and I identify in the same category as that particular person, then it will probably work for me. Social proof is everything in convincing people that what you have is valuable, because social proof says other people, similar people to the buyer, have found it valuable, and therefore we have that trust element and we're moving further down the funnel. Some just want a low risk first step. How do we get them to engage and participate and experience some of the goodness that we have to offer? And how can we lower that barrier to get them in? You can never think enough about these particular things, but you're not alone. You don't have to crush this in your own brain by yourself. You have AI. And AI opens the world to all kinds of perception vantage points. You can literally ask it, here's my ideal customer. How do they think about this offer? What would they need in this particular point? Now, understanding buyer intent in 2026 is critical. It's 2026, guys. I mean, many of you can't even remember the time where you thought you would be living at 2026 because that felt like the space age. Well, it's here now. And I'm here to tell you one thing. Most of the people who are going to see this webinar were graced to be born in the two greatest age and opportunity that mankind has ever seen: the birth of the internet and the birth of AI. And that's in our lifetime. We will probably not have a greater achievement of technology until maybe we forever cure cancer, or maybe we become a spacefaring species. Think about it. Internet and AI. It's 2026. So buyers now complete most of their research before ever speaking to sales. My mother-in-law, who I love, is in her 80s. She's having a relationship with ChatGPT. She regularly makes ChatGPT sing and dance, asks it all kinds of questions, gets all kinds of answers. So if my mother-in-law is doing that at 80, you can sure bet your engineering ideal customer is too. So we have to pay attention to AI. And we have to pay attention to where that buyer is in the journey. If it does not align with their current need or level of readiness, your offer will simply be ignored, regardless of how well it is written. Now, packaging shapes perception. And we know this, we're humans. We size up situations, opportunities, people, packaging, deals within milliseconds. Think about your most recent NFL highlight reel. In a span of 5 seconds, how many images did you see? You probably saw 5 or more. That's how fast we develop a perception. So check out this same offer, different packaging. Free safety audit. Start a 5-minute security and safety assessment audit. Download the white paper. Download our February industry findings and white paper. Request an RFQ. Get a free in-depth quote. Now, all of that is ultimately going towards the same offer, the same objective. But what we're doing is we're changing the packaging and trying to present what the ideal customer wants to see where they are in the journey. Again, you're not alone. Use AI to noodle this up. And then test, A/B split test, try different offers. It's amazing, and track everything. Hopefully you'll use a company like Emory Day and our amazing AI-powered dashboard to make all of this seamless and easy. But you don't need to. AI is a tremendously powerful force for working this problem. Specificity increases credibility. Use specific language that communicates who the offer is for, what will happen when the buyer takes action, and what the buyer gains. Specificity reduces friction. All the time, we're talking about the customer experience, the customer journey. We've got to work on the customer journey. Absolutely. Because of this simple fact. If I can see my path and I can see my life, when I engage you and you make that path super clear, step 1, we're going to, step 2, we're going to, step 3, easy as 1, 2, 3, and you have what you want. Can't you see yourself inside this offer? We have to be specific and draw a straight line through the steps that you want them to take advantage of that offer and ultimately engage you. Every offer has one primary objective, only one. And in marketing, many times, every step is to get you to the next step. The first step isn't necessarily to get a sale. The first step is to move you to the next step so you can get the sale. An offer should focus on one clear action. It is not meant to explain your entire company. It is not meant to list every service or tell your full story. And here's why. The average teenager today sees more data in a single day than a turn of the century, 19th century farmer did in 3 years. If you don't think that you now have to compete with an ADHD brain and stimulus and data, we have to be succinct, we have to be powerful, and we have to be focused on the next step. Make the outcome concrete. Buyers evaluate offers based on outcomes. As I mentioned earlier, people buy to solve a problem. If you're not clearly stating that you're going to solve this problem in exchange for this money, then you need to retool. Buyers evaluate offers based on outcomes. Strong offers clearly answer, what changes after this? Do you want to lose 10 pounds? 95% of our clients lose 10 pounds within the first 3 months. What problem becomes easier? taking one of their problems that's sophisticated and causing problems. Do you have too much debt? Is your debt spread across 17 different credit cards? Do you have a hard time sleeping at night? With our credit repair system, we're going to reduce all of your credit to a single monthly payment. Many of our clients free up as much as $2,000 in cash flow every month, and now you're going to be able to sleep at night. What uncertainty is reduced? So we face this all the time and every day. Well, Joe, if I hire your firm, will it work? Absolutely, it'll work. And here's the 5 case studies that are identical to you. Here's the results that we created. And here's the steps that we took. Make the outcome concrete so buyers can evaluate you based on the outcome, because you're showing that you've solved the problem that they want to exchange that valuable capital for. Utilize urgency in your offers. Again, back to that teenager, 3 years worth of data in a single day. Imagine that. Well-positioned offers explain timing without exaggeration. It should clarify why this matters now, what opportunity may be missed, what delay might cost. So you want to paint a picture, because when we utilize that urgency, and not like a Willie Lomax salesman, death of a salesman, you can't talk people into offers anymore. But if you will showcase that urgency and then pair that in your offer with lowering the barrier and making it attractive for them to take that one action that gets them to the next step, now we're cooking with gas. So a practical offer framework that we can evaluate and really look at this. Before calling an offer a dud or going back to the drawing board, sit with it. Get a cup of coffee. Sit on the couch. Open a laptop. Clear the brain. Get the noise out. This is not something that you do in the heat of a moment. It's not something that you do 2 minutes before a meeting. And ask yourself, and AI, use AI as your co-pilot, right? Is it relevant to a defined buyer segment? Is the outcome clear and measurable? Is the next step simple? Is there a logical reason to act now? And does the framing reflect the buyer's priority? And if that just sounded like a prompt for AI, use it. And you don't need to use those exact words. You can simply go in there and say, my ideal customer is this. My product and the problem that I solve is that. And my offer to bring the two together is this. What do you think? How can I improve that? How can I make that better? The core takeaways are simple. Most offers don't fail because they're inherently flawed. They fail because they're poorly aligned, they're vaguely framed, they're overcomplicated, and that's way too easy to do. Or they're just disconnected from the buyer intent. They're out of touch, right? When positioning improves, performance often follows. And we see this all the time. We get new clients with offers that, I don't know, they're 2 or 3 years too old. They're yesterday's news. The customer has moved on. And we have to go back and retool them. And what's amazing is we can see the lift in sales, leads, click-through rates, dropping cost per conversion, raising opportunities. And that's the beauty of the digital age. We have the opportunity to take these offers and play with them. We have the opportunity to A/B split these, test these offers. And that which is measured can be improved. We've heard that again and again and again. If you want to lose weight, simple formula. Weigh yourself in the morning, count your calories. They have apps for it these days that make it easy. If you want to improve marketing, know your numbers. Use a tool that will show you conversion rates. Use a tool that will show you improvement over time or the difference between two offers. This is basic blocking and tackling in 2026. Now, I'll say this last piece on takeaway. This is the age that mankind has dreamed of for thousands of years. That quote is attributed to Alexander Graham Bell. He was talking about the telephone, and it was at the turn of that beautiful 19th century. So it's 2026. We've seen the birth of the internet. We've seen the birth of AI. There are no excuses to not do this the right way. So we thank you for the opportunity to share this with you. Emory Day is very blessed with an amazing group of clients. We'd love for you to consider us. We're happy to have conversations. We solve problems. But most importantly, thanks for letting us share. Hopefully this has turned you on a little bit and maybe pointed you in the right direction. Thanks very much and have a great day.